Alright, y'all. Surprise stream time. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Typically, I don't stream on a Sunday, but my wife has important work to do with her um, contest announcement happening tomorrow. And so I am leaving her to it by coming up here and doing some, little bit of writing, um, which will be a bit different than the writing I've been doing for the past 3 weeks because, and drum roll please on this, I am done with everything except for outlines. So I've actually been working. Yesterday I just couldn't wait to finish up the locations. I actually added a location, so there's actually 9 locations here that I filled in completely. Um, so I have the name of the town is called Hartmeyer. The name of the local tavern, which is called the Iron Rope, which is actually, I've decided to make it very popular and almost like the largest tavern within that region of 4 Stonehaven kingdoms all kind of clumped together. Um, People will travel from the other kingdoms to go to the Iron Rope. Um, its technical name is the Iron Rope Inn because it's a tavern and it's an inn, so you can stay there, and such. Um, Hold on one second. Let me just shrink this out of the way so I can see what's going on. And then I've got the marketplace, which is just a marketplace, which is in the center of Hartmeyer, the town. I've got a creek. It's not going to be a river, but actually a creek, which is called Moaning Creek, which is located between Tycor Mountain and the Eternal Forest. I put a little bit of Eternal Forest history here, which is located in Ebonthorn, the Kingdom of Ebonthorn. And I can actually write it that way, Kingdom of Ebonthorn. And then obviously here's, Kingdom of Ebonthorn, which is specifically, it's just supposed to reference where the castle is, but it doesn't really play a role in the story besides being mentioned, so that's why there isn't really anything definitive in here, because no one goes there. No one from there is like hunting the tribe or anything like that. I thought about incorporating that into a later book, in that the king in who's the current king during this time period is aware of a treasure that's in the mountain. So I was thinking of adding another element and another villain, if you will, to the storyline, in that our main character, once he does what he needs to do in his journey, now has to defend the treasure against the king who's going to be coming to try and get it. And in doing so, he has to sort of unite the 2 tribes, which, as I'm saying it out loud, still sounds like a really good idea. So we'll see what happens when I get to book 4, which is called River King. And I think that will be what happens in book 4, where book 3 you would assume would be almost like a trilogy, in that by the end of book 3 his arc is kind of comes to a conclusion, book 3 being called River Kill. But then, surprise, at the end of book 3, I'm thinking I might actually put in a cliffhanger, in that he now has a new foe and he needs to bridge the gap, literally, like the Kinnaman split gap, between the Tycor and the Varish tribe. They have to become one tribe now so that they can work together against the king, who finds out about this massive treasure that is in his mountain, finds out that it really exists, that it's not some fairy tale rumor, and he wants it. So that would be what happens in book 4. So like I said, as I'm saying it out loud, I'm liking it. You know, if it's still there percolating in my brain when I get to when I finish book 3 and I get to book 4, then that'll be because in either event, like I feel like I have to have something, because that's what book 4 is meant to be, to bridge the two tribes, so that they go back to being one tribe that is protecting this treasure instead of two, and that there's going to have to be some sort of sign and show of good faith that they want to unite the two tribes. And well, I won't go into what they do, but like I already know about that, but I think adding the additional aspect that kind of forces the hand, that is like, okay, you guys really have to work together, because the king is coming with a large force that could quite possibly defeat either of you separately, but if you work together, it would be difficult for the king to take both of you on, type of thing. And it makes me wonder, do I need to plant the seed of that, maybe in like book 2 or 3, where we discover that the king has been getting some intel from someone on the Varish tribe, who has been, you know, reporting back to him on what's going on. And but I don't know how that would play out. I'd have to think about it. I have to figure that out. But we're not going to worry about that. We're going to worry about book 1, which doesn't have anything to do with that, which is why that information is sparse. Now, what I am going to work on is a secret page within my website. That's what I want to work on today, because I've realized that I've been neglecting my patrons, and neglecting posting on my Patreon account for 4 weeks now, which I don't want to be doing. And I kind of want to really ramp up what I deliver to my patrons versus what everyone else gets to see, which at this point is really going to be very little, next to nothing. So one of the things I want to deliver is all of this work that I've been, you know, all of this outlining and all of this research. So I want to transfer the research into an entire area of my website dedicated to this, but it's going to be hidden behind a password. So that password will be available to my patrons. So they go to the page, enter the password, and they get access to all of this information, which I think is easier for me to do than literally like copying and pasting this into a post that's then locked, and you have to be a patron in order to read it. It might not look visually as appealing as it would look if I just created an actual page with that information in it. So that is what I'm gonna do for the next, you know, couple of hours, until my wife says that she's done doing what she needs to do for her stuff. And then I'm going to probably have lunch, and then we're going to go back to doing some DIY on my office floor, because I want to go back to my office. I'm in a smaller other room that's next to my office. So my goal is to not only be back in my office by my birthday, but to have my office like 98% fully furnished and like feeling like an office by my birthday, which is June 27th. So plenty of time, but I need to get a door. My office doesn't have a door. It has a curtain. Like I said, I'm laying flooring, DIY laying vinyl flooring. I'm hoping that I get to purchase the desk that I want, which will allow me to stand at my desk and not just always sit at my desk, which will be much better on my back. And some other additions. Oh, why am I dropping frames? That's unusual. I just noticed that. This is my first time dropping frames in a while. What is that about? Let me see if it normalizes. Maybe it's because I need to do this. Let me also set a timer. I'm gonna set a timer for 3 hours, but I likely won't be up here for 3 hours. She says she probably won't leave that long, so I might only have like an hour or two, but we'll set it to that and see where we land. Okay, so my dropped frames percentage is decreasing slightly. So let's keep our fingers crossed that it continues. I also need to fix my YouTube videos and organize them, etc. I haven't done it in like 2 weeks, so I'm a little bit behind there as well. But anyway, so let's get started on what my grand master plan is. I've also been working on having a blog post every Friday, and I'm thinking I'm having so many blog post ideas and I'm writing them fairly quickly that I may double up and try to do 2 a week. I'm not making it an official thing. It's an unofficial thing because I tend to stray off the goal once I make it official. So I'm just doing it. I'm just putting them out there just to lay the groundwork. And if it becomes habit forming in like, this next year of me not really making it an official thing but just doing it, then maybe next year I'll be like, that's a thing that I do, is I release a blog post every week. So I have like several already that are scheduled all the way up until I think like mid-May at this point. So I've got like 3 or 4 written, and I've got like 7 or 8 drafts that I'm working on completing to add to the rotation. And I feel like because of the topic that I want to release them faster and not push them back so far. So that's what I'm saying. I may find myself doubling up in some instances, but we'll see. Why do I have a checkout page and a cart page? I don't understand. Hold on. I have a feeling this was when I downloaded a plugin that I no longer use. So if that's the case, I just want to see so I can remove it. Yeah, it was when I had WooCommerce. Okay, so I'm gonna remove all of these because I technically, I believe, do not have WooCommerce on my site yet. I did plan on it, but then I realized it was just too soon. So I'm really trying not to rush myself into anything too quickly. I'm just, like I said, I'm just laying the groundwork right now. Yeah, I do not have that. So I'm going to remove all these pages that I don't need, and it'll just re-add them, recreate them when I do want to go the WooCommerce route and start selling things specifically on my site. So let's remove that. Let's remove I think my account is also for that. Move to trash, apply. And anyone familiar with WordPress can tell, can see that I'm really trying to not have my site be heavy with plugins. And the way you can tell that right off the bat is on this left hand side here. The fact that I have so few options here, it basically means that I really went above and beyond to make sure that I did not have an abundance of plugins that plugins just really weigh down your site. And I really don't understand why these 2 pages are not alphabetized amongst everything else. It's been driving me nuts that Friday fiction and flash fiction, for whatever reason, were put at the very end of my list and not sorted alphabetically. Everything else is sorted alphabetically, so let's get rid of store and shop. And I think that's it. I don't know what YouTube disclaimer is. I have to look at that. What y'all gonna do? Okay, I know what all of these are. I don't know what this is. Let's do a quick view. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just language for my thing. Although I don't know why this isn't centered. This is obviously going to link to my YouTube channel, and it's okay, let's fix this page real quick. Even though there's no actual, I don't think there's a way for you to even get to this page. Now that I think about it. Alright. I wanted to go to my channel. Perfect. Okay. I'm fine with that page existing. I get the weirdest emails sometimes. I really do. So I think I downsized my pages. Technically, I don't even need to see that. Alright, sweet. So now I think I fixed that issue I had before. Strange. Okay, so what do I want to call this thing? This page. That's what I need to think of. first, and if I'm gonna do pages, am I gonna do then sub pages for each area? I think that's how I might do it. I'm trying to figure out how I want to design this thing. I almost wish I had, well, I do have pen and paper, actually. I just borrowed a paper not too long ago. So let's grab a couple pieces. And I have pens. Do I have my pencil up here? Oh, I do. I don't know if I have my eraser up here though. So I might not use my pencil because I may not have an eraser up here. I'll just use that. Okay. I wonder if I can point the camera down. I am still buffering here. Okay, I'm gonna turn my timer off because it seems to be one of the things that's having issues. So no timer today. I'm gonna close some things that just don't need open right now. Maybe that'll make it like it's using less energy. Oh, I don't even have a... Oh. Here we go. Oops, that was the wrong one. I meant to turn that off. Oh wait. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Just give me a second here. so whenever let me fix my laptop here. So whenever I'm like organizing, and I don't need my headset, I'm not listening to anything. Whenever I'm organizing a web page, what I like to do is I like to sketch it out, and then I take the sketch and I put it on the page. So I'm thinking if I do a page that is I feel like I need to call it the name of the series, which is right. Now looking at my Scrivener research area, I think I want to have something that looks a bit like this. So I have a research section, which is going to be just the word in all caps, and then below it maybe I'll have like several boxes. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes here. So I can do like 3 boxes then. 1, 2, 3, right, and then 2 down here. And then in each box will be a different thing. So you click on a thing and it'll take you to that page. So each box will be a separate page then. I think that's the best way to do it. And then maybe what I think I want to do is put under it status. You know, and it'll either be done, and so maybe I could have like a little area of a key that will tell the viewer or my patron like what status each section is excuse me, what status each section is in. So the different status could be done, started. I swear my allergies are kicking my butt. Is this something here? It's really not hold on one second. I think I know what I need to do. do. That's not what I meant to do. Uh-oh. Sorry. Changing it back. I thought but clearly I was wrong here. Issue might be. Might actually be the light in my office, which is really terrible, and I have no control over that light. Try to finish this. Done. Started. I don't know if not started sounds good or can't think of another word for not started that's one word. But anyway, I'll put the status under each box, right? And then within each box, I will write each area. So, and I'll put it in, I'll put outlines last. So I'll put outlines here. And then I will put, let's put locations here. And let's start with social structure. And then we'll do characters. And then this one will be creatures. And I'll probably put like an asterisk and then below it human like. And then I think that's the top half, and then I think under it I will do chapters, which will get added as I go, so that way again I don't have to copy paste entire chapters to the to my patrons. This will all be accessible in this one area here, which I think I really like, and I'll probably do this for each series as I go. So when I revisit the fifth compass, it will have a page that will be just like this, and then it'll have, you know, all of this broken out, and then I'll do 3 squares again, and these 3 squares will, you guessed it, basically just be each act, because I like to work in a 3-act structure, and then each act has a certain number of chapters. So this will just be Act 1, Act 2, and then Act 3. And then this will basically just be the page that they will go to. I'm trying to think if there's something else I need to add here. I don't think there is. So yeah. I will now get out of this because it didn't work the way I hoped. Now when I'm in my other office, when I'm in my actual real office, this will work out a lot better in the way it's supposed to. Let me put the camera back up. So it's supposed to be. Open this curtain back to give me some light in here, because yeah. Let me update this because it said there was an update. What job won't they do? How do I check for updates? Oh. I'll turn this back on. Boop, 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 boop. Put your pinky finger to the... No, I don't know why I have that song stuck in my head. 24 karat magic. Okay, this is failing to update. That's fine. I'm gonna quit it. I may need to restart my computer when I'm done. Alright, so I feel like something else I may need is like a standing clipboard type thing where I can put this beside my screen. But that's something to think about for the future. Oh, I need to put more water in my water bottle. Please hold. Okay. Mic a little bit forward. I'll bring my keyboard back down. Let's do this. Why am I dropping frames though? That's what I want to know. That's what I feel is the $1 million question, because I should be plugged in directly. Yeah. I mean, eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out a way to have this extender that's up here in the hallway on the 2nd floor instead of in an office behind another layer of wall. And I think that that will greatly improve the way that it's working. I just need to figure out how I can put it out there where it's not obtrusive, because my wife will not appreciate that. So anyway, let's add a new page. I may have to restart my stream here, because if it hits 10%, I'm gonna restart my stream. I'll tell you that right now, because it's already showing 16,000 drop frames, which is cray. Yeah, you know what? It's bothering me, so I am going to I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna go off stream. I'm gonna restart my entire computer and then come back on, and hopefully everything will be fine. I can't keep looking over here.